Hotel brothers and sisters, Black Power, as always, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors. Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers, my in-laws, my sister-in-law, my sister, my father, my subscribers, viewers, supporters, donors, donators, family members, and all of those who are fighting for our liberation and salvation within our black nation. Once you take a look, and before I do that, shout out to Gladys, Sister Gladys Holcutt, and her moms, Diane Nelson, William Ivory, Professor Bobby Beverly, Brother Ramon Thompson, and several, Lynette Williams, several more of our brothers and sisters, Mark Gitt, those who mean well in their walk and their fight for liberation and salvation within our black nation. So I want to honor all of my subscribers first and foremost, but those who I talk to on a regular basis. But I want you to take a look at this punk here, 26-year-old Jamal Davis, down in Florida, who was interested in dating this sister. However, this sick faggot asked the mother could he have sexual relations with her son, who is a baby, while she watched. In other words, he wanted her to watch him rape and sodomize her baby boy, stating that some type of fetish he has. And this is the sick part of our society. Now, I've always told you all that pedophiles should be dealt with to the maximum degree of punishment and pain. I'm not going to accept and buy this shit about, no sin is greater than the other and all this bullshit. And you mean to tell me molesting the boy is the same as stealing the fucking Snickers bar at 7-Eleven? You have to be out your motherfucking mind to even come up with some an analogy like that, or even fathom the thought that is of equal pain and punishment. That violating a child is no different than stealing a motherfucking candy bar. And so, to you sisters who need to learn to be very, very careful with your selection of these motherfucking sick pieces of shit that's walking around out here. A lot of them are disguised as thugs that you may think that are hard with their pants down or smoking motherfucking kush, playing as if there's some type of banger or something. But under all of that fake facade, they are a sick piece of shit that we need to get out of the black community, out of black society. Now, you crackers can have these type of motherfuckers because that's in your nature. That is the nature of you motherfuckers to Adam and Steve and Eve and Yvonne. That's the nature of you motherfuckers. So, y'all can have these type of niggas, male and female. Now, this is the part that gets me. Yeah, of course he's fucked up. He deserves never to see light again, even for the thought of that. However, why is it that the brother is facing life excuse me one second, that the black man is charged like that, but these priests, these Catholic priests who do this shit, they have pedophile rings, they have pedophile organizations, starting from the Vatican all the way down to the smallest Catholic church. Yeah, brother and sister, sorry for the interruption. I had an important situation to deal with. But let me go back to these devious devil motherfuckers that starts from the Vatican all the way down to the smallest Catholic church in your neighborhood, where these motherfucking dress-wearing faggots are abusing, sexually abusing, sodomizing. I mean, they are really sodomizing a large portion of the child population in this country. Primarily because they have access to a lot of children, altar boys, even to the part that there have been cases where some of these nasty devils, while giving communion, had the children sucking on their fingers while these devil-ass priests were getting erections. Very nasty, but they don't receive life sentences. They get mild sentences, excommunication from preaching and practicing Roman Catholicism. And see, the name speaks for itself, Roman Catholicism. And these are the same people that when these Italians, these so-called Guineas, when they go out and murder families, organizations, extort, maim, dismember people that look like you and I, then which they call us mouillons and all this shit, eggplants and a whole bunch of other shit, these linguine eating motherfuckers who, after they murder us, then they go into confession, into a box with a faggot and confess their sins after they slide 2 or 3 fucking stacks of goddamn paper to this faggot, you know, which is nothing but movie money and hotel money for the boys that he's going to fuck over and molest and abuse and sodomize and rape. And then they'll say it's a scandal. We need to crack down on this shit. Instead of executing these motherfuckers too. Why do they get a pass? And in the black neighborhoods, our people don't get passes. They get life sentences. And these devils, who are the worst of the worst because they are disguised as clergy. Disguised as clergy. You know, look at this motherfucker. And they love our children. They love our children. This is why they encourage and accept our boys that have a high level of discipline into these Catholic schools, into these private schools, where they're still paddling these boys. These nuns are smacking our babies on their hands with yardsticks and all of this S&M bullshit. You know, it's S&M disguised as corporal punishment in the school to our children. And then some of you niggas don't see this shit. You keep defending these guys, these sick motherfucking crackers. You know, and you make the Catholic Church, and even on a pedestal of when you're talking about the Christianity, period, that Roman Catholicism is supposed to be the ultimate because they worship the mother of Jesus. And see, that's how it all started. You had Pentecostals, Seventh-day Adventists. You know, you had all these different denominations, and then here comes Roman Catholicism saying, okay, since you all worship Jesus, we're going to go higher than that and worship Mary, his mother. And so, but at the same time, you take the woman out of the equation. Just like the aunt. You took the womb off of the aunt, took the womb and replaced it with a little boy's phallus, penis, and that's where the cross comes in there. Because the aunt was the first symbol. To know what's going on. And these are the games that they play with this trickery and this bullshit to deceive our people, because they know that we do anything and believe and listen to anything this devil says. And they go scot-free, literally, being excommunicated from the convents and all this bullshit. That's nothing. The same with what happened in Baltimore with Dante Stokes. He was molested by a black priest, a member of the Roman Catholic Church. But Dante Stokes shot his motherfucking ass 5 times. You know, he did a few months in jail, and that was because of the outrage and the protest that the brothers and sisters in Baltimore raised pure, holy hell for that brother's release. And he was released in about 4 or 5 months. But look at all these other children that are being turned out, not just sexually, mentally. And it's the same way over in Africa, where these white priests go over there, and the brothers and sisters over in the continent are so hungry to get over here that they're willing to do and say anything. And so the priests tell them to give up their spiritual traditions and beliefs and join the Catholic Church. And then that's where they are abused at. I'm not going to go into the graphic detail of what these nasty motherfuckers do on a daily and consistent basis to the little boys over there in the continent for them to get here. Because everything that they do sexually to this goddamn cracker, they're under the impression that they're doing that to please God. And then they come over here and then have this disdain and hatred towards us. Because you are under the influence of this cracker. The only time you are in agreement with us when you come over here, most of the time, is when you want to sex one of our sisters, or you want to run some type of scam over our brothers that you won't do to the cracker. You talk to us fucked up. You treat us like shit. And look down on us with scorn. And not all of you, but most of you. You come over here, you be special police, correctional officers, and you shit all over the brothers and sisters here. And we've reached our saturation point with that. But nevertheless, I'm going to talk about that situation at a later time, because it's a lot more that's going on with these wicked motherfucking crackers. Like these two devils here, who are Cody and Samantha Shepard, who raped their own child, raped their own baby, their own seed. And this is up in, I think it's in Utah, where the Mormons, who specialize in that. You know, you had a crack up there named Warren Jeffs, who had about 30 wives, and, you know, his children and his grandchildren were his sons and brothers and sisters and all this bullshit. So much wicked shit that goes on up there. That's why they do not welcome blacks to join the Mormons. You have a couple of bootlicking motherfucking niggas that are looking for a place, a foundation to settle down at, where they can shine cracker shoes and mentally pick cotton for the rest of their lives. These two cracked out Christopher Perry and Sarah Gates out of Cortland County, New York. Excuse me. These two cave dwellers here, Christopher Perry and Sarah Gates, 35 and 38 years old, sexual exploitations of children, as well as major distributors in that area of child pornography. Let me ask you cracker something. Let me ask you cracker, fag motherfucker something, and you pedophile ass niggas. How can you get aroused looking at a motherfucking baby? You are that goddamn sick. And this is why I say there should be no forgiveness. There should be no, straight motherfucking execution. We have to protect our babies, brothers and sisters, at all costs. We cannot continue to let our children be violated, having police putting handcuffs on little boys and shit, like they did in Washington, D.C. this past weekend, where these two overweight, pot-bellied, redneck, tobacco-chewing, straw-sucking, motherfucking, inbred, cave-dwelling, ice monkeys, disguised as motherfucking police, put cuffs on 2 9-year-old boys. And so when the elder tried to tell them that it was wrong for you motherfucking crackers doing that, they nearly killed him with the stun gun. And this is all they saying. They're looking into it to see if this is possibly excessive force involved. But the elder was arrested and charged with assault on a police officer because he had his hand balled up. The one that was tased. He gets tased and they charge him with assaulting a police officer. And see, they want to make it stick so that the elder will he'll get so sick of being behind the wall in prison that he'll just go ahead and surrender, drop the lawsuit, won't take the shit to trial, and then plead guilty and accept the conviction on his record of being convicted of assaulting a police officer to make it seem like he shot a goddamn police. That's how his record will look. And these devils do this shit every motherfucking day. But what do the G's do? Not a goddamn thing. Nothing. Nothing. I want to talk about another individual. This buck dancing motherfucker right here, Coleman Hughes. Sitting next to him is this ex-NFL football player, a goddamn dope fiend motherfucking nigga, who Coleman Hughes stated that he doesn't believe in reparations. And you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let the brother show you, from the brother from the Black Authority, Jason Black. I'm gonna let him explain this to you all. Hold tight for a second.
This is Coleman Hughes, who earlier this week in front of Congress established himself as the definitive voice of the anti-reparations movement by saying this.
And the Senate did the same. Black people don't need another apology. We need safer neighborhoods and better schools. We need a less punitive criminal justice system. We need affordable health care. And none of these things can be achieved through reparations for slavery.
That was Coleman Hughes. Oh yeah, by the way, this is also Coleman Hughes. Yeah, it seems like he's got a lot of explaining to do. The Black Channel is live. This is the same guy who was sitting in front of Congress. I know he must have felt really weird and really awkward having to wear a suit. But for all the white supremacists, for all the plantation Negroes, for Fox News and all the right-wingers who were standing up for this guy, I'm just asking, by the way, these are the values you stand up for. These are the values that you stand up for. This is what you consider, this is what you people are about. Everybody who is defending this guy, this is what you're about. This is who you really are. This is you.
So you saw the bootlicking Coleman Hughes, bootlicking, butt-licking, buck dancing, bamboozled, half-baked, half-fried, sissified, punkified, pasteurized, homogenized nigger Coleman Hughes, along with that coked-out, dope fiend, Percocet-eating motherfucking NFL player who were talking about reparations, that our ancestors, your motherfucking own blood, who made it possible. If they didn't go through this, your ass would not be here. Made it possible for your existence. But yet, you say that they don't deserve reparations. And the only niggas that talk like that are those who's been given some crumbs from the motherfucking cracker. You don't hear the average brother or sister that's struggling every day as a result that poverty has been handed down to them, that our ancestors were cheated and lied to and not given the 40 acres and a mule. And as a result of that, poverty has been passed down from generation to generation. And then you believe this cracker when he tells you to pick yourself up by the bootstraps. How in the fuck you gonna do that when we weren't even given boots? So, you know, the niggas that get a little piece of change, you know, that go with this, you know, anti-reparations movement. But you never hear them say anything about, you know, when the Japanese was held in internment camps. They were given reparations. When the so-called white Jews were in concentration camps, they were given reparations and still given billions annually. When the so-called Native Americans, they were given reparations, casinos and all this. See, but when it comes to us, the self-hatred button cuts on. And then all of a sudden, you two are afraid to stand up for your own great-great-grandparents who suffered, enslaved, and died, and was raped and beaten. What is the difference between them and these motherfucking crackers? And y'all need to cut some checks and land. Everybody else got their checks cut. They got on their feet on their own. We don't need no Bernie Sanders or none of them motherfuckers, you know, to sprinkle some false hope, you know, and give out some goddamn crumbs to certain black people. Those who have shoe polish and shit on their tongue from ass licking and boot licking. Reparations means the repairing of something. The repairing of the damage, of the rapings and beatings and tortures, and how our ancestors, our great-great-grandparents who built this country, you niggas, you coons don't actually believe that the white man built this motherfucker, do you? But apparently you do. Our ancestors built this motherfucking country, invented everything, and get none of the goddamn benefits, even up till this day. We keep sitting up here begging the white man for acceptance. Then this NFL nigga, I forgot this motherfucker, and I think it's Owens or something. This goddamn bojangling motherfucking bootlicking, you know, coon. He sits up there and says some old fuck ass shit about it will make the white man look evil and the black man look like a beggar if we were to get reparations. So how did it make the white man look? How did it make the red man look? How did it make the yellow man look when they got it? And everybody, every motherfucking body has prospered economically with the exception of us. And so if you sprinkle a little bit of shit, some cornbread crumbs around and give some of the niggas cornbread and let the rest of the niggas chew on bacon grease, and tell them if they comply with white supremacy, they can get some crumbs. This is why our brothers and sisters are always thinking below the poverty level mentally. This is why, because they have nothing to shoot towards within our own. And, you know, and then they use these token niggas. That's only, you know, have you under the illusion that you can have wealth like Jay-Z and Jordan and all these other motherfucking spooks that if you kiss ass, participate in rituals, let this white man finger pop your motherfucking ass, exploit your motherfucking God-given talents, then you may get some cornbread crumbs. So, at what point are we going to stand up and say, we got to take our motherfucking reparations? Take it. And like I've always told y'all, it's always going to be house niggas that are going to defend white supremacy. Sharpton, they all of them. And the real true black leaders are those that you find that are not being recognized on a national level. I am a black leader. I'm an activist. I'm a tactician. I am a general. I'm a revolutionary. I'm radical. I'm for armed revolt, win or lose. I'm not for this hocus pocus bullshit. We can't think our way. We cannot pray our way. God gives us the strength to fight this motherfucking cracker. But we have to do the fighting. People on their knees every Sunday praying that the devil has a change of heart. But then when you go to the church, mosque, temple, synagogue, or wherever you go, you don't read it. You'll never read about the Satan having a change of heart in none of those texts. And it's not going to happen. And so niggas are really going to get played this trip, because what they're going to do, they're going to put Bernie Sanders and some other devils that are just like Trump in office. And so your quest to get Trump out of office, that you're willing to accept another devil, as long as he's not open and loud like Trump, then he can kill you softly. You don't mind being bamboozled as long as it's done soft. They both have the same agendas. None of the agendas will change.